Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Again, this time I have come on the TikTok live video because we have very special program at 5 o'clock in the temple hall. That is Abhishek. So we are proceeding to the temple. Let's hope you will enjoy. It's very typical Hindu Sanatan, very old Hindu religious temple, and we have a special event in the temple today. So let's go. Let's move to the temple hall. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Chan Prabhu. I know you had visited once in New Vrindaban Holy Dham. You were with your friends. I'm missing you, Prabhu. When you have time, please come and meet and visit the temple. Join Pasu, Flago, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Ayurvedic Health and Wellness join. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining. I'm going to the temple hall. Join. It's very amazing temple. Thank you for joining. I'm going to the temple hall. Join. It's very amazing temple. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Yes, so entering to the temple hall. This is the door of the temple. Hare Krishna. मैं अपने के लिए आया हूँ। अभी से कितने टाइम? अभी 5 बजे 10 मिनट। वो छोड़िए। हाँ, कोई बात नहीं। बच्चों का हम शूट नहीं कर सकते।
By Vrindaban Priyamaji, followed into the Abhishek, and a couple more bhajans after. Hare Krishna.
And Miss, you need to take back your votes. Miss, take back your vote. I was in the
Feel connection.
What the?
My dear brother, just try and examine it. Within the 3 walls, there is no one like Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Their merciful qualities are so great that upon hearing them, even birds and beasts cry and stones melt. But Lochandas regrets that I am entrapped by its sensual dedication. Since I have no attraction for the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, then Yamaraj, the superintendent of death, is punishing me by not allowing me to be attracted by this movie.
very special offering today. I hope you all are ready. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Jai Sachinandana Gaura Hari. Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga. Bolo Nitai Gauranga, 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 ah Nitai 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 Gauranga. Nitai 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 Gauranga. Goranga bolite habe. You can check your phone for the lyrics. Goranga bolite habe. Ulaka sharira. Hari Hari bolite na yane babenira. Goranga bolite Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara
This is Holy Purnima, Gaura Purnima. We are here in front of you. Thank you for joining TikTok live video.
Hare Krishna. So we will be singing a song that glorifies Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that has been composed by a wonderful Vaishnava, Srila Sagar. I will read the translation first. It is called the Sachi Sutta Astakam. His complexion is the hue of fresh cream tinged with kumkum. He is ever fresh Cupid, who shoots arrows of newly blossoming flowers. He bears newer and newer moods of emotional ecstasies. He is fond of performing novel dances. He makes ever new jokes that cause much laughter. His brilliant luster is like a freshly cast gold. I bow down to Gaura, the beautiful son of Mother Sachi. He is endowed with ever-fresh love of Godhead. His radiant luster is like the color of fresh butter. His fresh attire is arranged in every new fashion. He relishes ever new mellows of love for Krishna. He shines in ninefold new ways while executing the ninefold processes of devotion. He is permeated with a most auspicious loving nature. I bow down to Gaura, the beautiful son of Mother Sachi. He is absorbed in devotion to Sri Hari. He maintains the chanting of the names of Hari. While chanting, he counts the holy names on fingers of his hands. He is addicted to the name of Hari. He always has tears of love welling in his eyes. I bow down to Gaura, the beautiful son of Mother Sachi.
I am from New Vrindaban.
He is always removing the suffering
America.
of material existence for mankind. He is the goal of life for persons who are dedicated to their supreme interest. He inspires men to become like honeybees, eager for the honey of Krishna Prema. He removes the burning fever of the material world. I bow down to Gaura, the beautiful son of Mother Sachi. He motivates pure devotion unto himself. He is more attractive to his beloved servitors. By his dramatic dancing, he exhibits the characteristics of the king of paramours. He causes the minds of beautiful young village women to dance. I bow down to Gaura, the beautiful son of Mother Sachi. He plays kartals as his throat emits sweet melodious sounds and the vibrant notes of the veena are softly played. He thus inspires the devotees to perform dramatic dancing that is infused with the aspects of his own devotional service. I bow down to Gaura, the beautiful son of Mother Sachi. He is accompanied by the Sankirtan movement, which is the religious practice for the age of Kali. He is the son of Nanda Maharaj come again. He is the extraordinarily brilliant ornament of the earth. His preaching mode is suitably adapted to the cycle of birth and death. His consciousness is fixed in the meditation of his own form of Krishna. He is always accompanied by his transcendental abode. I bow down to Gaura, the beautiful son of Mother Sachi. His eyes, the soles of his feet, and his clothing are reddish like the color that heralds the rising sun. As soon as he utters his own names, his voice falters. He awakens a sweet flavor to life throughout the universe. I bow down to Gaura, the beautiful son of Mother Sachi. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So if you want to follow this on your smartphone, you can Google it, Nava, N-A-V-A. So you can Google Nava, N-A-V-A, Gaura, G-A-U-R-A, Varam, V-A-R-A-M, KK songs. Nava Gauravaram, Nava Pushpasharam, Nava Bhavadharam, Nava Lasya Param, Nava Hasya Param, Nava Hemavaram, Pardamami Sachi, Sutta Gauravaram, Pranamami Sachi, Sutta Gauravaram, Pranamami Sachi, Sutta Gauravaram, Pranamami Sachi, Sutta Gauravaram.
Thank you everybody for joining today's Gaura Purnima, celebrating happily Holi in New Vrindaban, Holidham in Mountsville, West Virginia, in the United States of America. Radhe Radhe, Kusal Rai, Rainbow, User, Ma Sarada, Ma Sarada, मैं अमेरिका न्यू वृंदावन से हूँ। ब्लू पंडा, थैंक यू ब्लू पंडा। दिलप्रीत, हैरी, हैरी, थैंक यू हैरी प्रभु। हरे कृष्णा हैरी प्रभु, हरे कृष्णा हैरी प्रभु। सीरियल, पॉप गर्ल्स, MX4808, MX4808. This is from New Vrindaban, West Virginia. Fuji, my God. Krishna Murti Das. Thank you, Haribol. Get more energetic. Thank you, Hari. Hari. Jordi. Jai. Thank you so much. Kulsum. Popashia, thank you. John. Antonio. Thank you so much. Maria. Jimmy. Vishnu. Hare Krishna. Facebook 1.2 live listen.
1.2 के view Facebook YouTube live.
TikTok live.
Bhakti karam priya shantaram nadanartana nadar rajakulam kulakamini manasalasya karam pranamami sachi sutta gauravaram pranamami.
User 970224183871. You get beautiful temple. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you, Rainbow Lotus. Like the like. Thank you, Lotus Rainbow.
Karatalvaram kalakantaravam mruduvanya suvina
Rainbow Lotus. Radhe Radhe.
Nijamati gunamrita natyakaram pranamami sachi
Hare Krishna. everybody for joining TikTok live video. We are very happy in hat trick, but my video quality is not good, as you know that. So please, if you want to donate video, camera or mobile to shoot very nice quality video, please do not forget me. We're expecting because video should be very nice one. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Arunam Nayanam Charanam Vasanam Vadane Skalitam Swakanam Kurute Surasam Jagatah Jivanam Pranamami Sati Pranamami Sati
Krishna Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare Krishna.
Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Gaur Hari. Oh, Nitai Gauranga, Gaur Hari.
thank you for coming to visit with us. I want to thank everyone on behalf of the residents here for coming to join us for this very auspicious occasion of Gaur-Punim, the celebration of the appearance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Thank you so very, very much. You know, when you come to a holy place, when you go on pilgrimage, there's three things that are required. One is you take darshan of the deities. Also you chant the holy name, Hare Krishna. And the third thing is to hear some Krishna Katha. So this is the Krishna Katha part of the program. But today it's Chaitanya Katha. Because Chaitanya, actually, he appeared 500 and I think 38 years ago in 1486. And so Chaitanya's movement in his birth is also the birth of the Hare Krishna movement and the Gaudiya Vaishnava movement. And so I'd like to share a little bit about that with you, a little bit of a history, because the Vaishnava tradition at one time was very strong in Bengal. For many hundreds and hundreds of years, thousands of years, there were kings who were either Vaishnavas or Shivites or Buddhists. But something happened in 1204 that the king at that time, Shivan, his name was Lakshmana Sena. So Lakshmana Sena, he was an elderly king. He was going past 80 years old at the time. And he was a Vaishnava king. The Vaishnava movement was very strong at that time. Unfortunately, there was a raid by the Turks, the Muslim Turks. But the thing about Bengal was very interesting. Even several hundred years before that, many travelers and seafarers and tradesmen were coming to Bengal. They were stopping there. Many of them were Muslims, because Bengal at that time was like a paradise. The weather was always good. The breezes were coming off to the Bay of Bengal, or the breezes were coming down from the Himalayan mountains. It was an ideal atmosphere. And also the whole region, the ecosystem, was really extraordinary. There were many, many different types of trees. There were different types of rice that were being grown. There was all sorts of vegetables and fruits that were being grown in the area. Silks were being made. So many different crafts were going on at that time. And so to be a king of that region, then one would be a very prosperous king. And so the Muslims were coming, and they were accepted with open arms. There was a very nice tradition, a very nice relationship at that time in Bengal specifically, between the arriving Muslims and the Hindu residents. They were accepted. But then, at that time, in 1204, then there was a sneak attack by the Turkish Muslims, and they took over the whole region. Of course, there was still stability, because the Muslims who lived there for the last several hundred years, and the Hindus, they had developed a deep and lasting relationships. So it wasn't as bad as other places that were attacked and overcome by Hindus, by the Muslim invaders. So anyways, at that time, after the invasion, there was a group of horsemen, probably several thousand horsemen, and they came in. It was a sneak attack. they came in little groups from all sides. And then they attacked the palace. The king, he was an elderly gentleman, 80 years old, past 80. He was having lunch. And when they attacked, he had to run away out the back door. He didn't even have time to put his shoes on. And so, as the years went by, the Muslim grip on Bengal tightened. And so what would happen is, because you know, when you have some threat, usually, and just like we see in America, there's a strong conservative tradition because of some threat, supposed threat. But in Bengal, also the Brahmins, they had to circle the wagons. They had to protect themselves. They had to protect the Hindu culture. And so they became very strict Brahmins, and a strict, unforgiving culture, this caste system. And so several hundred years later, Chaitanya, he was emerging to break this caste system. Of course, at that time, the caste system was still very strong. There was only a small group of Vaishnavas in Navadvip. And they were being led by Advaitacharya. Advaitacharya saw the situation. He was actually over 50 years older than Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he saw the situation throughout the world. People were being cheated. People were being tricked. The land of Dharma had been attacked and was being destroyed. The temples and the deities in various parts of the land of Dharma, Bhartvarsha, was being destroyed. And so Advaitacharya looked out in the world, and he saw so many calamities. And he was thinking that the only solution is to call upon the Lord himself, to manifest in this material world, to help present the teachings of Vaishnava tradition, the teachings of Bhagavad Gita. And so he prayed. He went to the bank of the Ganges. Actually, there's an understanding that when you mix the tulsi leaves and the Ganges water together, and you offer that mixture at the lotus feet of the Lord is so overwhelmed by this offering. It seems to be like a simple offering. Anyone can do it. But the Lord is so overwhelmed that this is such a rich offering that he is presented. He doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know what to give in return. And he gives himself in return. And so at that time, Advaitacharya was at the bank of the Ganges, mixing the tulsi leaves and the Ganges water, making a prayer. Actually, it was a very loud prayer. And he called upon the Lord. Oh my dear Lord, oh Krishna, oh protector of religion. You know what, maybe you can help me with this. I'll say it and you can repeat the prayer. Because we're all in the position of Advaitacharya. We all want to open our hearts to allow Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to enter our hearts and affect our lives. So let me say the prayer, and then you can repeat line for line. Oh Lord, oh Krishna, you are the protector of religion. You dwell in the vision and hearing of your devotees. You also live in their lotus-like hearts. Please show them your special favor. And manifest your and manifest yourself in this world during the Kali Yuga for the benefit of people in general. And see, he was praying like this, and not just only one time. He went there for days to the Ganges, even for I think even for weeks. But he had a little support. On the river, in a cave, there was also the great saintly personality, Haridas Thakur. Haridas Thakur, he was a Muslim by birth. And in his travels in Bengal, he was being persecuted both by the Muslims, by the Hindus. No one could understand who he was and why he was behaving in such a way. But finally, when he came to Navadvip, actually, Advaitacharya lived in Shantipur. And he came there, and Advaitacharya immediately recognized such a great sadhu as Haridas Thakur. And every day he invited Haridas to his home to take some prasadam. Haridas humbly went to the home of Advaitacharya, and one day he asked him, you know, you're inviting me to your home, but the real benefit for such an act is when you feed the Brahmins. Why don't you stop inviting me and just invite the Brahmins? But Advaitacharya, he laughed out loud. He said, what? The Brahmins? Feeding you is better than feeding 10 million Brahmins. And so he understood the position of a true Vaishnava like Haridas Thakur. And so when Advaitacharya was by the bank of the Ganges praying to the Lord, Haridas was sitting in a nearby cave or outside the cave, also chanting. Every day, every minute of his time was involved in the chanting of the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And so in this way, they called upon the Lord. And soon enough, the Lord took birth. It was on the night of a lunar eclipse. And, you know, that is an inauspicious time. I think we'll be having a lunar eclipse pretty soon as well, in the beginning of April. And so when the Hindus, when they saw that there was a lunar eclipse, which is a totally inauspicious time, then they all went to the Ganges to bathe and to purify themselves. And while they're in the water, then everyone is chanting the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And so Advaitacharya, he didn't know where the Lord was taking birth, but he understood that there was a tumultuous sound of the chanting of the holy name. He understood, yes, it's that on this very night that the Lord is taking birth somewhere nearby. And he was singing and dancing out loud, and he and Haridas Thakur, they embraced one another, and they were dancing round and round, embracing each other. They were dancing like madmen. Even the Vaishnavas themselves, the small Vaishnava community in Navadvip that had been persecuted, they've been ridiculed for so long. Now they're hoping that they can get some divine help from the Lord appearing in this world. And so in this time, the Lord appeared, and his name was Vishvambar. Vishvambar is given, usually one makes some astrological calculation. A name is given by the Brahmins. And the boy, when he grew up, he was also known as Nimai. Nimai means that he took birth under a neem tree in Mayapur. And at that time also, as he grew up, he was a great child prodigy. He was an extraordinary scholar. By the time he was 10 years old, he was named Nimai Pandit. A Pandit is a great erudite scholar. And people were coming to take lessons from him. People were coming to take lessons in logic, in Sanskrit grammar, in poetry. And so in this time, Nimai Pandit was growing up. By the time he was 10 or 12, he was giving these classes, but he was a rather arrogant young man. very arrogant. He made fun of the Muslims, he made fun of the Brahmins, he even made fun of the Vaishnavas. And so, as Nimai Pandit got older, his father passed away at an early age. And traditionally, when the father passes away, then eventually you go to Gaya. And there you go and offer oblations to those forefathers who have passed away. This is a traditional thing. And when he went there, then that's where he met his spiritual master, Ishvara Puri. Actually, Ishvara Puri had been to Navadvip several times. He was a good friend and a godbrother to Advaita Acharya. Both Advaita Acharya and Ishvara Puri, they were the disciples of Madhavinda Puri. He was an exalted personality who traveled all over India, bringing the Vaishnava culture to people. And I think he also was a spiritual master to Nityananda Prabhu. And so they had something in common. Chaitanya, of course, he came to Gaya not expecting to meet some extraordinary person, but he saw his spiritual master. His heart went out. He immediately took initiation. And Ishvara Puri gave him the Maha Mantra. And after a few days, when Chaitanya was engaged in meditating upon the mantra, he returned to the hut of Ishvara Puri. And he told him, I don't know what type of mantra you've given me, because whenever I chant the Hare Krishna prayer, strange things begin to happen. My body is trembling. I'm perspiring. Tears are squirting out of my eyes. I'm laughing like a madman. I fall down on the ground and roll around in the dirt. What's happening to me? And as Chaitanya is describing his symptoms, Ishvara Puri, he has a smile from ear to ear. And he's telling Chaitanya, yes, you are greatly fortunate, because we have so many endeavors in life. And the greatest endeavor is to endeavor to understand our relationship with the Supreme Lord. And my dear boy, you are highly successful in the chanting of the holy name. All of these are extraordinary ecstatic symptoms. And I want you to continue chanting. And when you go back to your town, I want you to deliver this chanting to everyone you meet. So this was the instruction of Ishvara Puri to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Of course, at that time he wasn't Chaitanya Mahaprabhu yet. But then he went back to his town. He continued teaching his students, but his students were a little bewildered, because before Chaitanya was teaching strict logic and very, very scholarly. But now, when Chaitanya spoke to his students, he explained that every vowel and every syllable represented the Lord. Every sentence was actually a sentence to glorify the Supreme Lord. And his students didn't know what to do. They were totally bewildered with this behavior of Lord Chaitanya. And now Advaita Acharya and the Vaishnavas, they recognized this intoxicated personality, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Surely he himself was none other than the Lord, come to help them out of their predicament. And now they had sessions in the home of Srivas Puri. So, Srivas Thakur. So Srivas, every evening, in the dead of night, then the devotees would be singing and dancing together. So many ecstatic symptoms were being displayed. And Chaitanya, sometimes he was falling on the ground, rolling in ecstasy. There was one devotee that came, and he was especially favored by Chaitanya to lead the kirtans. His name was Mukunda Dat. Actually, he was a boyhood friend of Chaitanya. And then one evening, then Chaitanya wanted to bless all of the assembled Vaishnavas. And they came to him one after another to receive the blessings of Chaitanya. But Mukunda Dat, somehow or other, he disappeared from the group. He was waiting outside. He didn't know what to do. And so after everyone was blessed, then they were looking around for Mukunda Dat. Where did he go? And they told Chaitanya, you must bless Mukunda Dat. And Chaitanya shook his head. He was very grave. He said, no, I'm not blessing that rascal. He said, because he is a mixed, his devotion is mixed. Sometimes he's coming here to engage in bhakti. Sometimes he's going to these scholars to study jnani and to discuss jnana yoga. Sometimes he's even going to the Mayavadis. You know, the Mayavadis, they think everything is Maya. Everything is illusion, and when we accept everything as illusion, then we discover the real Brahman. And even the chanting of the holy name, they admit maybe it'll take you to one particular stage in life, one spiritual stage. But that is not sufficient. You must abandon all different aspects, all different goals in life, and then you will attain real understanding. Everything in the world is illusion. They are Mayavadis. So Chaitanya was very upset that even Mukunda Dat was going to associate with the Mayavadis. He said, no, I'm not going to give him any blessings. I don't want to see his face. And so the devotees went outside, and there Mukunda Dat, Lord Chaitanya spoke very loudly. He heard what was being said, and there were tears running down his face. And the devotees, being compassionate, they went back inside. They asked Chaitanya, Mukunda Dat is waiting outside for you to get your mercy. Please bestow upon your mercy upon him. And Chaitanya continued to shake his head. I'm not going to bestow any mercy upon him, at least for the next 1,000,000 years. Maybe then I'll accept him. And so the devotees were to Mukunda Dat, but Mukunda Dat was outside. And when they came to tell him the news, he had already listened to Chaitanya. But he was smiling from ear to ear. He said, Chaitanya, he said he'll accept me after 1,000,000 years. Oh, this is so wonderful. Chaitanya is so merciful. So the devotees understood, this is the real nature of a Vaishnava. He doesn't want anything in return for his devotional service. He doesn't looking for anything at all. Simply to engage in devotional service without any motivation whatsoever. This is a real Vaishnava. And so Advaitacharya also was feeling upset. He was feeling that he felt that he was the servant of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But because he was an older man, he was 50 years older than Chaitanya. And then Haridas Thakur was 35 years older than Chaitanya. And when Nityananda Prabhu appeared in Navadvip, he was also older, a little older, 10 or 12 years older than Chaitanya. But Chaitanya looked upon Advaitacharya as the senior respected Vaishnava, somebody to look up to. But Advaitacharya didn't want that at all. He wanted to be the son of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Advaitacharya was trying to find out, how can I make Chaitanya? A devotee chastises you, this is a sign that they are superior and you are taking the humble position to receive their chastisement. This is what Advaitacharya wanted. And he thought, Chaitanya doesn't like Mayavadis. and then he began to preach Mayavadi philosophy. And when Chaitanya heard that, he was astonished, and he went to he went to Advaitacharya. He was slapping him, practically beating him up. Advaitacharya fell to his knees, kissing Lord Chaitanya's feet. He is bestowing such great mercy upon me. So this is the mentality of a Vaishnava. You know, many years ago there was a devotee that came here, I think back in the late 1990s. And he was from some other mat. And at that time, ISKCON didn't have such good relationships with other mats. And that gentleman, he was an Indian gentleman. He came from another mat. And the devotees here, the management, they told him, oh, you're from another mat. We can't let you talk to the residents here. You might say something to disturb their minds. You come a long distance here in America. You can stay overnight, just for one night. Next morning, you have to leave. And so when I heard about that, I went to the gentleman's room, this Vaishnava. I went to his room and I told him, you know, I have to apologize for the way you're being treated. I honor you as a senior Vaishnava, you're an elderly gentleman, and it's not proper that the way the devotees are treating you here, the management. But still, please don't take offense. And the man said, no, you know, I'm not offended at all. I am blessed that even I can spend one night here in Vrindaban. That is such a great blessing. So this is the mood of a Vaishnava. If they are attacked or if somebody tries to offend them, they are not offended at all if they're attacked personally. No. And so I was very, very impressed. And this, when you read the Chaitanya Charitamrita, you find Vaishnavas like this all the time. This is the wonderful, humble mood of the Vaishnavas. And so anyways, Chaitanya, he was growing the movement. There was a kirtan at some home, and after the kirtan, Chaitanya understood that everyone, it was such a wonderful kirtan, such a lengthy kirtan, Chaitanya understood that everyone was a little hungry. And he took a mango seed and he pushed it into the ground. And that mango seed immediately began to grow. And it grew and it grew, and there's so many hundreds of mangoes coming from the mango seed immediately. And that mango tree, the mangoes from that tree had no, usually the mangoes have very thick skin and they have a big seed. But with these mangoes, it was just pure fruit. No skin, no seed. And the Chaitanya, he distributed all of the mangoes. Everyone was relishing these things. So Chaitanya, he also was able to perform some miracles. But this is not so much necessary, because the real miracle is the chanting of the holy name. And so the problem was that now that they were meeting every night and having these ecstatic kirtans in the house of Srivas Thakur, then there were some complaints. Chandkazi, he had an office, he was the magistrate, he was making the rules and regulations, keeping the law and order in Mayapur, Navadvip. And so at this time, the Muslims were coming to complain about Chaitanya. And even Hindus were coming. The Brahmins were coming. And they told him, you have to get rid of this Chaitanya. He is such a rascal. The Qazi looked very surprised. What do you mean? Isn't he following your Hindu tradition? No, he's ruining everything. He's making everything so cheap. You know, the holy name is not supposed to be given out to everyone and to anyone. No, the holy name is meant for those Brahmins who are purified. They can chant the holy names, not just anyone and everyone. And they're chanting all night long. They're keeping us awake. They're even keeping the deities in the temple awake. We can't tolerate this any longer. He's bringing together all people from all walks of life, from the Sudras and the Brahmins, from various different sects and different traditions. What are we going to do? Actually, we know that Chaitanya even has a few Muslim followers. And when the Qazi heard that, he got very, very upset. He had to do something about it immediately. And so later that day, on his way home, he heard in the distance the chanting of the holy name, the kartals and the madanga playing in someone's home. And he went there. He entered the home, and the devotees were in ecstatic kirtan. He tried to get their attention. He couldn't do it. The devotees were absorbed in the holy name. Finally, the Qazi, he grabbed someone's madanga, and he picked it up and he smashed it on the ground. That got everyone's attention. And the Qazi said to them, "What do you think you're doing? What type, you're following so strictly. Who told you to take this chanting up day and night? I'm the authority in this city. And I don't think that I've ever given anybody permission to chant the holy name like this, so loudly, creating such a disturbance. You know what? I'm going to forgive and forget. I'm not going to punish anyone today. It's just a warning. But if I ever hear this chanting of the holy name again, I'll not only confiscate your property, but I'll force you to eat meat and become a Muslim." And so sometimes this is what happened. There were Hindus and they were forced to eat meat. Sometimes the Muslims, they would drink something, gargle with some water and spit it out at some Hindu. And so in this way, the Hindu was cursed. He went to the Brahmins and he asked, can you rectify my situation? The Brahmins told him, "Oh no, we can't rectify anything. You have to wait until your next birth. You're condemned in this birth." But that was not the mood of the Vaishnavas. The Vaishnavas understood if any curse, any difficulty can be surmounted, overcome by the chanting of the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And so in this way, the Chankasi, he made such a horrible threat. And the devotees, later on, they ran to Chaitanya, told him of what happened. And Chaitanya actually had a great idea. This is the beginning of the Sankirtan movement. He had told all the devotees, "Don't worry about anything. I'll protect you. Just come together tonight. Bring torches. Bring your musical instruments. Bring everyone, all of your neighbors. And we'll go to the house of the Chankasi and find out what type of Kazi this is." And so later on that evening, the chanting began. Slowly it went from one street to another, from one village to another. Slowly more and more people joined the Sankirtan. This is actually the first recorded non-violent civil disobedient demonstration, way before Mahatma Gandhi or Martin Luther King. There was some talk of some violence actually. When they got to the house of the Chankasi, the Qazi was hiding inside and they were threatening to tear down his house and to destroy his garden. But Chaitanya wouldn't let them do that. And he called out the Qazi. The Qazi appeared. And they sat down together to discuss some philosophy. And Chaitanya asked, "My dear Qazi, you drink cow's milk, don't you?" "Yes." "Therefore the cow is like your mother. And you also use the bull to plow the fields, don't you?" "Yes." "And therefore the bull is your father. The cow and the bull are your mother and father. So how is it that you can kill and eat your own mother and father?" The Qazi was struck. At first he didn't know how to respond. But he said, in your scriptures, in the Vedas, there's also injunctions that you can kill the cow. And Chaitanya responded, "Well, that was ages and ages ago. There's no one qualified today to kill the cow and to make a ritual based on killing the cow. In those ancient times, the Brahmins were qualified. And even though they killed the cow, it was only an elderly cow. And they killed the cow to show the potency of the mantras that they used. And they brought the cow back to life in a young body. And so this was done in previous ages, but it cannot be done in this Kali Yuga. And so Chaitanya asked one last question. He said, you could have stopped this Sankirtan chanting on the streets, but you really didn't. Why is that? And Chankazi looked around. He said, "Can I speak with you privately?" There were thousands of people waiting, listening with great attention to every word that was being spoken. And Chaitanya said, "Well, whatever you have to say to me, you can say to everyone else." And so Chankazi, he admitted, I didn't stop because the other night, when I was asleep, I had someone strange visit my bed. He jumped on the bed. Actually, when I looked up, it was an unusual creature, a half man and a half lion. His face and his paws were like a lion. His body was like a man. And he growled at me. He looked threateningly down at me. He said, "You broke the drum. You threatened my devotees. How dare you?" But you were kind to my devotees as well. And I'm going to be kind to you this night. But if you ever threaten my devotees again, I'll not only come back and kill you and your family, I'll come back and kill all the meat eaters. This is the threat of Lord Nrsingadev. And before he left, Lord Nrsingadev ripped open the Qazi's shirt and he scratched him on the chest. Haribol. And so at that time, as Chankazi is describing this to Chaitanya, then he opened his shirt and he showed all of the assembled devotees the scratch marks on his chest. And all the devotees cheered for joy. Haribol! 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 It was amazing, such an amazing event that Chankazi, he received the darshan, the appearance of Lord Nrsingadev in his dream. But it was not a dream because the marks on his chest proved that the Lord was really there. And so in this way, by and by, the Sankirtan movement grew. And Chaitanya, at the age of 24, he took sannyas and he went to Jagannath Puri. And there in Jagannath Puri, he began to reside there. But he was only there for a month or two, before he decided to go on pilgrimage. He wanted to go on pilgrimage to southern India to visit so many holy places, the different temples. There was one empire in southern India called Vijayanagara, and that was an empire based on the Vedic culture. And the kings of the Vijayanagara were so powerful that they prevented the Muslims from invading southern India. And so Chaitanya took the opportunity to go from Jagannath Puri. He traveled for about 2 years, going here and there in South India. And as he traveled, you know, Chaitanya, for the most part, he didn't preach to anyone. Only on rare occasions did he actually have some philosophical discussions with some of the devotees, like Ramananda Roy and Sanatan Goswami and Rupa Goswami. He taught them this Vaishnava teaching. But the thing is that as he traveled around, all he did was chant the Hare Krishna prayer. And people began to join him. And they chanted it together. And they went on the road together for a while. And then Chaitanya stopped. And he asked the people that gathered, so many hundreds of people, he said, go back to your homes. Engage in this chanting. Teach your friends and your neighbors this chanting of the holy name, because it will be a great blessing to anyone who chants the holy name. And so in this way, he traveled, and even he traveled into Jharkhand forest, where there were only animals. Nobody was thinking ever of living in Jharkhand forest. There was wild elephants and wild tigers and dangerous animals. But when he walked through Jharkhand forest, he also chanted the holy name, and even the animals chanted in reciprocation. Once Chaitanya sat down with his devotees, and he told them that just like there are many fruits growing on a fig tree, and they become fully ripened, and also on the tree of devotional service, then there's so many ripened fruits. And these fruits are so delicious when they're fully ripened. But I'm the only gardener. How can I tend to the garden, and then I have to pick all of the fruits? How can I distribute all of these fruits by myself? It's impossible. My friends, the holy name is like those ripened fruits from that garden. And so you have to also assist me and take the holy name and to give it out, to distribute it to everyone and anyone. Don't be concerned who is qualified or who is unqualified. Don't be concerned if it's a proper time or a proper place. Simply distribute these fruits, handful after handful. And in this way, you and the people that you are serving, you'll become free from old age and death. And so the devotees were all struck with wonder. And wherever he went, he chanted, and he told people, this is the solution to the Kali Yuga. You know, at the dawn of the Kali Yuga, the devotees at Namisharan forest, when they received Sutta Goswami, and they inquired from him that you know all of the different traditions. Tell us, what is the best thing in this as the Kali Yuga begins? They gathered together there, the sages. There was, I think, 80,000 sages. And they understood that the Kali Yuga was descending upon them. And they went to Brahma himself. And they inquired from him, what can we do And so Brahma told them that go back to earth and perform 1,000-year sacrifice. And they inquired from him, what can we do? And so Brahma told them that go back to earth and perform 1,000-year sacrifice. And so there are many rules and regulations. But the essence of everything, like the Goswamis concluded, never forget Krishna, always remember Krishna. This is the conclusion of the Goswamis. Recently I saw on Facebook, somebody was talking, how many rounds should we be chanting? You know, there's the idea of chanting 16 rounds. Some mutts, they only let you chant 4 rounds. What does it matter if you chant 4 rounds or 16 rounds? It doesn't really matter. And so I thought, well, these people, they don't really understand the intention. The intention of the chanting of the holy name is not, like Prabhupada once said, oh, I finished my 16 rounds, now I can do what I want. No, that's not the intention. The intention is always remember Krishna. Whether you're chanting your rounds, or whether you're hearing some Krishna guitar, or whether you're engaged in service, like Arjuna was engaged in service. And we all have different occupations. We're engaged, and we may be thinking about how to perform our service properly. Whether you're engaged in the garden, or you might be engaged in some business, or you're engaged in planning something or other. So you might not necessarily be thinking of Krishna. You might not necessarily be chanting the holy name. But the idea is that whatever we do comes out to be a service. Somehow or other, we have to focus on whatever we do, whatever we eat, whatever activities we perform, whatever we give away, should be done as a service to Krishna. And so in this way, in just a couple of moments, we'll be engaged in a little more service. The arati will begin. But I must thank you for your kind attention. And let us finish. Because of Dvaitacharya, he was chanting so very loudly to entice the Lord, to get the Lord's attention. So let us finish by chanting very loudly to get the Lord's attention. All together one time. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
So I must thank you for your kind attention. One thing that I always tell people, I have another minute I think, but I first came to Vrindaban in 1972 just as a visitor. And I had an opportunity to get darshan of Srila Prabhupada. He named this place New Vrindaban. And Prabhupada at that time, during the darshan, Prabhupada was saying that this New Vrindaban is non-different than Vrindaban in India. And anyone who comes to New Vrindaban, he said, gets the same blessing as going all the way to Vrindaban in India. So I heard that personally from Srila Prabhupada. And so I try to repeat that as often as I can, as a little service that I can offer Srila Prabhupada to transmit his words and his message. So it's our great blessing to be here. It's a very sacred place, and this day is a very sacred day, and to hear a very sacred story of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it's our great good fortune. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you.
you should engage authority for something. Then I will come here to call you. And also I have your number. I can message you. I will be the please. Hare Krishna. क्या करें आगे जय Yeah, playing. Yeah. Yeah, playing.